Buenos nachos, amigos, and welcome to Through the Tomes, a show where a group of adventurers, daring D&D players, and patient friends go on a journey, a sojourn through the world of D&D through an amateur DM's first campaign in Dungeons & Dragons, aided by adventure modules and pre-built settings and tools that are available out there to kind of just show off how fun it is to and how easy it is to do D&D and the tools that are available out there. I'm PD Rave, your aforementioned DM. Here with me is my party, my squad, my gang, my crew, my team. We've got playing Wind and Summer, Daisy.
Hey everybody.
We've got playing Solero Italian, Drew.
Coming at you from where the magic happens.
Yes, exactly. We've got playing Toby Underborough, Brett.
Don't mind me. I've just got this bag of raspberry pies. I'm just going to enjoy doing all the things that I ever dreamed of with a raspberry Pi as I forget that raspberry Pis exist.
Yeah. I've thought about they make monitors specifically for Raspberry Pi, straight touchscreen monitors. I've thought about with some software just making a permanent karaoke setup. That would be perfect. And of course, last but not least, playing Lucius Zanero, Matt.
Hello, I'm Matthew, and I have a problem.
Hello, Matthew.
Thank you. I've been obsessing over liquidation auctions for about a week now, and I am drinking. I don't know how well that picked up, but Austin East Cider's watermelon cider.
Who's I've lost the name of the company.
Austin East Ciders.
Ah, nice. Shout out to them. I don't have an alcoholic beverage. I just have high quality H2O, and by high quality I mean Miami-Dade County tap water H2O.
Ooh.
Run through a Brita filter.
Hey, better than not run through a Brita filter.
Honestly, it's actually Miami-Dade County water is fantastic. I just needed a pitcher.
They got like adequate amounts of manatee in it or something.
They for all of the things that one could say about Miami-Dade County government and the infrastructure, the water is pretty good. Let's
not talk about our local governments to the guy in Ohio right now.
No, that's why I'm changing the subject to something more fun, like Dungeons and Dragons. If we're playing Dungeons and Dragons, we're here we're going through our little adventure. A lot of things have happened. It's been a while. It's been quite a bit since we've been together, at least in real life, not in game. But the gang have been going through various adventures, dealing with some looming threats, some looming dangers, but now they're on their way to Gwardan, ultimately to stop over there, maybe rest for a moment, and ultimately move on to go towards first the home of the hometown of Wind and Summer, her village, the Sleeping Ridge Clan village, to kind of check in on some things that are happening there and the missing artifact that used to be housed there, that they used to have there. Last we met, they through a couple of circumstances, including getting help from the noble Midran Jaskier that they saved and rescued from a devil that was keeping him captive for his own needs, for his own nefarious use. Now that they contracted a carriage, a safe passage, carriage and cart, kind of like a little like caravan, with a couple of drivers and accompanied by another traveler as well. That they're moving onto the road. Last they left off, they had just started setting out. And that's where we start off. So let me know if there's anything in particular you guys want to talk about on the road or discuss. But before we get into that, I'll describe kind of like you set out. You got your two cars, your carriage, which should easily house so the carriage is a pretty comfortable, not fancy but comfortable and well built carriage. It has a inner compartment with classic like two benches facing each other and open windows, and it has a couple of benches on the top front and forward, kind of like a little bit like a cascading bench on the top, on the forward of the upper area of on the outside. So you can easily fit everyone. So the inside can comfortably fit 4. Can fit 6 with some effort if you need to. And then you have space for 3 people comfortably on the benches on top. In addition to the driver, who's driving the grung. They're driving the car up front. And let's see if I get the name again. And then Grung, who is the kind of your lead, very like gregarious personality, kind of is your person handling your transportation. She's kind of like your liaison, and then Brock, I believe. Let me see if I get the.
Yes.
Brock is driving the cart, a very sizable cart that follows along in the back. He's mostly low key, doesn't say much. The doesn't say a lot, doesn't speak up too much. Only when necessary, and mainly goes through Grung. We'll say we'll greet you, but mostly doesn't say too much. But he stays observant, and he kind of mostly sits in the back. And there's room for a couple people to sit back there with him. So where do you guys end up kind of like setting yourselves up in this setup? You guys sit inside, sit alongside the driver.
Where is Steg hanging out? This other dude who's on this adventure with us.
Steg. I'm gonna say Steg sits on top of the carriage. He sits on one of the benches.
If there's room up there, I would like to sit next to him, chat him up a little bit, since he is a priest of Palor.
Yeah, so you guys can sit with each other.
I was gonna say, I would be inside just as quickly. Sort of checking out the windows and setting up to learn.
Bad in there. There's a woodsman in there. It's kind of a little musky, so I'm gonna be sitting with the open air.
Yes. Where does
bank in there?
Lucius sit?
Yeah, kind of open air, but if there's a bit of the cart that's a little more under the shade or something,
Like you can, the under the shade would be inside the carriage. The cart is it's just an open, just a like the back of a pickup truck. It's just a cart with a bench on the front. And you can sit next to Brock as he drives, but
no, I'll sit in the back
and
lounging
in the back of the cart.
Yeah,
with the stuff. So you kind of like there's room there to kind of lounge with like there's supplies in there, but you can move around and kind of just like
or like I want to be close enough to everybody to be sociable, but like
because there's the carriage
to be
up
downwind.
Front. Yeah, there's the carriage up front and the cart is separate. So you kind of like are there's the two carts. So you're kind of sitting back there with it's you and Brock so far, and then everybody else in the carriage up front. Yeah, and Stag is up there. Mortal's inside the carriage, just kind of like mostly just keeping to his studies, keeping to his books, his alchemical books. Let's see, I also gotta do a couple things, so just in case. I always forget the player part of I forget the PC part of the DM PC, which is I have to actually do his like player stuff. I gotta do his experimental elixir for the day. Let me go check that. Features. Okay.
So what? It's me, Summer, and the other guy in the cart, and everybody else.
Or if you're in the carriage,
or
because it's the carriage up front,
right, in the cart in the back, following behind it.
Yeah. So
I thought Summer was sitting with the priest.
He's on the top of the carriage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you want to be up there with them, you can do that.
Gotcha.
You can be in
no,
the
that's
cart.
fine.
Yeah. So it's kind of like the carriage.
So you're in the trailer behind the RV.
Yeah. And kind of people like inside and on top of which is the people transport, and the cart is back there, kind of like carrying most of the supplies and things like that. And kind of trailing behind with Brock keeping an eye from behind. So it's kind of like the two cart caravan.
Okay.
So as you guys set out, and let's see, experimental elixir. Roll for each elixir. Okay, just roll random d6. Oh, I forgot to show off some stuff. Because I forgot the show off part, which is I got a new book. It is Merchants and Magic, all about some pre-built shops and bargaining tools and bargaining rules and tables and some really great custom magic items. Let me show some really cool stuff right there.
Edie is officially all in as a dungeon master as of today.
I've got so much
Merchants
stuff.
and Magic.
It's from Aventier Games. Shout out to them. And it's just like
fun.
Really cool hardcover book. They've got some shops, some pre-built, pre-existing shops that you can use, and with some advice on their makeup and and how to. And it also gives you some tables to build your own shops. Also, I ordered some dice from Serious Dice, and I don't have those dice to show off because they're going out to other people. I also got to fix that thing. I want to show off the little bonus things that they gave me, little free dice.
Ooh.
Just like
Very nice.
throw away little dice.
Bottom of the Sweetwater box.
Yeah. Let me see.
They put a bit of honey in there. Who ships a bit of honey? Come on, Sweetwater. Come on.
Does. And they'll call you about it.
And you ate it, didn't you?
Honey? Of course I did.
Did you pull out a filling?
It was the last one that I ate, but I still ate it.
My friend used to be on their customer support team. So he was the one that would either get questions about, hey, yo, I'm thinking about this, or this. Do you have an opinion on this? And he was like, well, I did go to school to be an audio engineer, so I do have opinions on these. And then he would call you back like, hey, yo, how was your candy? Was it delicious? Also, your product's cool? Awesome.
That's great.
Oh, damn it. Where's the little lighting thing? I lost my little light up.
Like we all disappeared from the feed.
Yeah.
I gotta fix that later. I forgot that it didn't have that. Alright. Oh, what?
God. I need to have the grunge pedal
I'm
white.
listening to Cocaine and Crack by McGruff the Crime Dog again.
Yeah, I'm sorry, everyone. I caused McGruff the Crime Dog's music to occur in the back channel, and I'm listening to Alcohol, which is a banger.
Yes.
I can't help it.
Yes. Okay. I've lost the little light up thing that makes that one dark dice show up. We'll show it up. Alright, so cool. He has an experimental elixir of healing. Cool. Alright.
Dang.
Alright, so that being said, as you set out, you kind of like you're rolling on the cards to your respective spots. You set out from the road north west, I believe, the northwest end of Port Damali, kind of like Arlette, out by the guards. Walk through the regiment out there. Walk on the road. You start kind of like going past the expanse that is the kind of the exit area of the city. Go past the walls. The walls kind of start to like disappear in the horizon behind you. You kind of you see some of like the spotted homesteads that are like just outside the city walls, and you extend out, and the carriage set off, and you start going through the hills north of Port Damali. On the horizon around the caravan, y'all see a terrain of lush green hills and plains, dotted with wild groves and patches of wild trees. You also see various homesteads and farms and the view from the roadway. There are livestock feeding on grass or feeding from troughs. You see, like, as every once in a while on different farms, you see seasonal crops being tended to by farmers and field workers, who occasionally stop to drink from like a water skin or wipe the sweat off their brows before returning to work. The sun is beating down on anyone outside the shade, but a nice breeze occasionally cuts through the sweltering heat. This is the Wildmount summer weather familiar to all those that grew up here. Hot, sticky, but beautiful.
So like Indiana.
Yeah.
In a way.
It's like Ohio.
Yes.
The
more hilly, I would say.
General.
So if you kind of like imagine visually the hills, like if you ever seen like the Yorkshire Dales, like a little bit like that, just as a York. If you imagine that, yeah, it's kind of like those hills, but with a little warmer weather. Yeah. So you kind of like rolling through, and you're sitting there, and Summer, you're sitting next to Stag. Is there anything you talk to him about, or you initiate conversation?
Just kind of general conversation of like, hey, tell me a little bit about your story and like how you became a priest, and hey, I also am a fan of Paylor. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I
Kind of that
heard
general
that.
conversation.
Yeah, so you guys talk about, you bring that up. He's like, yeah, I was a little bit lost in my youth, a little bit lost as far as like, having a path, and then my several people in my family have been clergy, and I found my way to through the church, and it's been a good guiding light for me, to kind of follow the teachings of Pelor, and follow the history of the Dawn Father, and uh, it's also been, lately it's been great tending to the Sunfall Sanctuary. It's been a beautiful experience. I'm hoping to bring that a little bit more to Gwardan. How about yourself? What brought you to being connected to the Dawn Father in the way you are?
Kind of similar to your story. I was, maybe off the path a bit. AKA, maybe I got caught thieving a couple times because of my innate curiosity. So I knew I had to make some changes. So I just figured it was the best path for me, and I have no regrets. I'm glad I went down that path.
Before your curiosity killed you.
Satisfaction brought you back.
Yes. So I did notice that you have that symbol, similar to the one of Ayun. And I believe that one is for the Cobalt Soul. How's that going for you?
Your eyes do not deceive you. I am a fairly new member, and it's going well, as far as I know.
Mm-hmm.
I do not allude to anything weird happening with my tuition bills.
Yes. That's wonderful. Yeah, there's a great connection between Pelor and the Dawnfather and the All-Knowing Mistress. Not a lot of people know about their connection. Have you heard much about their time together?
I'm familiar. No, what?
Yeah, they fought alongside each other in the Calamity.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, this is why I wasn't inducted into the into the club earlier. My history lessons not so great. Memories not so great.
Yeah, I mean it will come to you. Everybody learns in their own pace. It's not, doesn't make anybody less worthy or less smart. It's just, we all learn at our own pace. I'd love to tell you about it. It's a great story. If you don't mind me telling you a little bit about their history together. Because during the Calamity, I don't know if you heard as much, but a lot of people know that it was kind of like the end of the great age of Arcanum. So it's not everyone is studied on it, but the age of Arcanum, where kind of man grew their skills. Humans grew their skills in magic and arcane. They're the mortals of this world, humans and humanoids alike. In many ways, tried to defy their status as and try to travel, have powers equal to that of the gods, and it caused a great rift amongst amongst them, and it caused circumstances that caused the prime deities to fight the betrayer gods. There's a lot to get into. Boy, the history of the betrayer gods. But the main thing is that during those times, during the calamity, they fought. The Dawnfather and the Knowing Mistress fought alongside one another, united in battle and in friendship. They were great allies in bringing down the unholy reign of the betrayer gods. While in battle in the Alabaster Sierras, somewhere along the northeastern edge of Tal'Dorei, the chained Oblivion grievously wounded Ioun. And a furious and vengeful Pelor pursued the fleeing Oblivion across the mountaintops and over the sea to the peak of Gat Shadow, where the Mad God was eventually defeated and imprisoned once again. The land wept with pain as the two wrathful gods laid waste to Tal'Dorei. Yeah. After his victory, the Dawnfather returned to Whitestone and placed a single seed into the ground where the Knowing Mistress was nearly destroyed. The god wept, and from the seed grew a symbol of protection, a tree with radiant orange foliage and a golden glow that surrounds it when in bloom, the Sun Tree. This tree became a beacon of light within the dark forest that enclosed it, while the extent of the tree's divine power remains a mystery. It stands as an emblem of unity and hope, both within the city of Whitestone and upon its official crest. When you kind of stand as someone who works, as a follower of Pelor, and also works under the tutelage of the followers of Ioun, is a beautiful connection
tutelage.
there.
You're a wonderful storyteller, Steg.
Yeah. I've sat down and read quite a few books on the history of the prime deities and the gods, and I just love these stories. They teach you a little bit about life and about the history of our world and how fragile our world can be, especially under the weight of the power of the various deities. Or kind of don't mean to bore you with all these old stories.
No, I appreciate hearing your version of it. It's definitely jogging some memories now.
Yeah. What takes you guys to Gwardan?
Sorry, as we hear Solero playing the viol like poorly in the background during the free
Trying to learn.
Yeah, he's hopefully getting the hang of it. In fact, Solero, give me a performance check.
Oh shit. Okay. Fuck. Where's normal? Oh,
that was. You know what? Perfect. That makes perfect sense. It's like
I get
trying.
2 notes in the hot cross buns and go sour. On the next 3.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So what brings us to Gwardan? We're tracking a wanted criminal.
Sounds dangerous. Hope you guys know what you're doing.
We got some experience working together for a while now. We like to think we have it under control, but we'll see.
Wrong chimes up like, yeah, you all look like capable individuals. You guys look like you got it handled. Yeah. Oh, that sounds wonderful. Is there anything else you discuss, or before you continue on the road?
Not with him, no.
Okay. Let's see. Well, is there's nothing.
Hope he says to himself that this summer breeze makes him feel fine. Blowing through the jasmine of his mind.
Yeah, and then as you kind of travel, that first day's travel goes pretty calmly, pretty nicely. Every once in a while you kind of like you just kind of go along the roadway. You see the beautiful views of the horizon. You see random animals. You see birds flying by. You get like the beautiful weather. And eventually, about 8 or 9 hours into your trip, Grung is like, all right, time to hunker down, set up camp. And she takes you off to this area that seems like it's she finds this area that seems kind of more or less ready made. It's kind of fairly cleared out. It's a nice little clearing on a flat surface. You can kind of like observant folks and see like the remnants of like previous campfires and occasional like pieces of like old food on the ground, but something, because not everyone treats their camp space as well as others, but for the most part just a ready-made camping spot that you just kind of have to like build yourself, and you guys kind of start
the KOA.
That's what I was imagining.
We're gonna go find the ice machine, get our sewage hookup.
Yeah, exactly.
Have some screaming kids that their grandparents are sick of, but they're letting them run loose.
Yes.
Burn off some energy. Yeah, we're gonna get
the camper ready.
Yeah.
I'm working on I'm up to 13 songs in my playlist, by the way.
What? You're only supposed to choose 3.
3? Okay, well that's
4.
That makes it easier.
Well, you can do 4, like 4 or 5 or something like that. Yeah.
I don't have the processor bandwidth to do that on top of Discord.
You got a fancy M1. Come on.
Oh yeah, fancy M1 in the MacBook Air. That's sure.
Hey, the future is chiplet design. So
exactly.
The army with us.
Yeah.
I've got a bag full of Raspberry Pi. I could.
If you want to send me one, I've been thinking about trying Home Assistant.
Like 10 years old. Like they're like the OG, like with the big fat SD card. It's not going to do you any good. It'll run.
I don't think you need much for Home Assistant, do you?
I've got my Pi set up again over on the main streaming setup. It's the Pi that I have with the entirety of video game history on it.
yeah. I mean, I believe one of those is around here for archival purposes.
Yes.
The other ones, maybe I'll get into Unix.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I would love to, like, now that I think about it, that'd be such an easy setup for like a permanent karaoke setup, because I have not to derail this too much, but I found a great, even if it's not particularly pretty, karaoke software for Linux called Spivak, Spivak, and it's worked perfectly for that.
I'm curious. I wonder if that would work with a smart mirror setup, so you could have like karaoke machine and a smart mirror all in the same one little device. So every time you walk by, you're like, singing Bon Jovi, like, you're just good to go.
That'd be fun. But yeah, you can just set it up with on a TV in like the living room, or like in like a singing setup, with like a mixer and some microphones. And one of those little, because I looked up on Amazon that they sell these like 7-inch touchscreen monitors that you can attach to this Pi to the back, and it could be the touchscreen monitor for the Pi, and I'll just use that software and have the selection window, the song finding cue window, and then have the full screen lyric window on the screen.
The rock band mic that you used to use in a professional capacity.
This is not Dungeons and Dragons.
The rock band
yes,
mic.
Exactly. But yeah, as you guys set up your
rock band mic. Yes, Toby's
your camp,
polishing his flute.
Yes, you guys are setting up your camp, and you guys get comfortable, and you guys set up your they set up space in the caravan to sleep in anybody if anybody wants them. They set up a few tents that a couple people can occupy each. So everybody's kind of like they're set up whenever you need it. And you guys kind of like share an evening meal, something hearty, and it's like there's a fire set up and a big pot set up with a nice like stew that is that is like heated up and cooked up there for the evening, and you guys all like share with each other, maybe play some music for each other. Anything in particular you guys do before you rest for the evening?
I'm gonna go hang out with the druid for a bit.
Okay.
Don't mind me.
Is there meat in this stew?
Yeah, they put in some meat in the stew. Yeah. Like,
do you know what kind of meat it is?
It's beef. Like beef chunks.
Oh, this is perfect. I've been saving this one, you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So Summer's eating her stew, right? She's like, the stew's really good. But I like my steak rare. Rare.
Yes,
rare.
Exactly.
That was good.
I can give up.
Hey, it's been a while. I have a couple cat jokes lined up that people at work shared. So.
Excellent.
Exactly. Excellent. You guys are sitting around comfortably, hanging out together. Do the bard and the druid discuss anything in particular?
No, we're just talking to a guy about a horse. Yeah.
Not the horse mentioned in Time Out of Mind though. Yeah, no, I'm asking for tips on playing this piano accordion.
And I'm providing those tips as a noted piano accordion player.
I walk over to see if there's like, can you give me help with this? Is there like do I need to tune this, or am I just bad? Like,
you're just bad. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So you hold court, and you guys are hanging out together. You're going back and forth, kind of like helping with their, as best as you can remember from your like bardic instruction, bardic teachings about various instruments. You kind of help them out. I'll say Solero and Lucius, each of you give me a performance check with advantage, since you're getting help. This is more like how well. You're probably not going to perform well, but there you
go. Better.
If you need to know how to perform when the time is right, I can promote a set of chews for you.
16.
So obviously you guys aren't like skilled at this yet, but as you guys are talking it out and having like getting hands on with your instrument, there are obviously you're kind of like making mistakes here and there, but you're cluing in. You feel like you spend like an hour or so. You feel like you're cluing into some of the mistakes you're making and some of the things that you could be doing better. Some of the things you could be doing to to find the right note. Toby's kind of guiding you. You definitely feel like you actually are, like, it's like not just hear me, I'm an idiot playing an instrument. No, you're like, oh, maybe I can actually do this. Like, oh, I can actually do that. Like, maybe if I just kind of, you kind of like are getting the feeling that if you keep at it, you're gonna start to get a little bit better at it. Like,
nice.
Things are clicking. They're coming together. Fantastic.
So you guys were inspired from the inside out. I didn't even have to like that. No funny business for me.
Exactly. You just guided them and teached them.
Right.
You teached them.
Non-magical teaching.
Yeah.
No inspirations here.
Teaching skills.
Just organic teaching.
That's right.
Non-GMO teaching. Was I trying to hydrate? So, as you guys kind of bed for the night, if there's nothing else, you guys are gonna call it a night, call it for bed. As far as watch, who's gonna have first watch?
I'll have first watch.
Is this going to be a lights out situation or a with lights situation?
I mean, you have
good at watch in.
You have. I mean, well, if as far as lighting, you have the moonlight in the outdoors. Yeah, it's not pitch black outside.
I also have dark vision.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. What time does first watch start?
As soon as you guys fall asleep. Yeah.
Maybe I should go later in the night when it's darker, since I have dark vision.
Yeah.
That is what Toby suggests. Like, does Mortal have dark vision?
Mortal volunteers for last watch, just so he can get up early and get basking early.
We're used to that by now. Yeah. Forgot all about Mortal's morning routine.
Yeah, so he's like, he usually like, I'll be up early and I gotta bask and do all that.
I can go second to last.
I can fill in any gaps you need.
Yeah, so there's 4 watches, and you can also, like, if anybody wants to double up. So
the silicone parts are made for toys.
Exactly. So the first of there's 4 watches because it'll be like 8 hours of sleep.
There are 4 watches.
So it'd be Solero, Toby, Summer, and Mortal, or and is Lucius gonna help in any of those watches and stay up with someone?
Yeah. I'll help. I'll help Toby.
You guys
cool.
Second watch, and it'll be the Grung will
watching with our third eye.
Yes. Grung will stay up and watch with first watch with Solero, and Steg volunteers to watch with Summer, and Brock is gonna wake up early for the last watch. So basically 2 each. The watches. Okay, so
nice
routines.
Buddy system's a good idea. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're professionals.
Yes. All right. So, just to kind of do the watches. It's so quiet. Music. Let's.
I have found not a copy of the McGruff cassette tape, but the puppet that came along with for $55.
One day, Brett, we will purchase
I
it.
don't
Why
need
not?
McGruff, the crime dog, the puppet, but this one has the shoes, the coat, and the belt.
I mean, what would you do if McGruff, the crime dog, the puppet, just showed up wrapped in gift wrapping for you one day?
I'd probably have to learn how to play that like weird Steely Dan sounding like song about not drinking booze.
Yes.
Like earnestly.
Yes. All right, so let's just get through the watches. Is the music starting?
I hear it.
I don't hear it. Go check
for a second I thought it was Caravan. Like this, it's an orchestral version of Caravan.
Nice.
That would be cool, to be fair.
It would. Also, Brett, I understand your feelings of Brian Setzer, but he does a kick-ass version of Caravan.
I'm gonna get another drink. Be right back.
I just posted in the hand puppet that came along with Smart Kids.
My God.
All right. So first watch.
You could make an offer.
I have made the adultest purchase I will ever make this week. So I am unable to, or this last week.
Okay,
I'm unable to spend money on the 28-inch puppet.
So Solero, go ahead
What
and
a weird
make
sentence.
go ahead and make a perception check with advantage. That makes it a dirty 20.
I was gonna say dirty twans.
Yes. So you spend your watch, you and Grung mostly kind of like joking. She kind of pulls, she ribs you a few times. But in light conversation, but mostly are able to kind of keep watch. And your watch goes by completely uneventfully. The night is nice. It's a nice cool night breeze. You occasionally see like occasional nocturnal animals like wandering around off in the distance, but mostly just nice, uneventful, and you feel fairly certain that you didn't miss anything, definitely, and it was a nice, safe watch as it goes. Alright, and then
Just curious, where is the music coming from?
From Foundry.
Weird.
Yeah.
Note icon.
Because I have it muted.
Yeah.
Weird.
I have the entire tab muted and it's still playing. It's awesome. I'm not mad. It's like
that's wild.
Is it coming through somebody's mic, I wonder?
But it doesn't double up, or at least I don't know if it does.
Oh,
it is. Yeah, it's bleeding through. But it's just a good enough delay that it's like it works.
Is it bleeding through?
Yeah.
Oh, ears? Oh, okay. I didn't notice. Is it bleeding through my mic? Or through
I
my
believe. Yeah, we're good.
Good.
Alright, it shouldn't be coming through. Oh, actually, no.
Flugelhorn.
Yeah.
Sitting here wondering why I never learned how to play I keep forgetting on bass guitar. Or the guitar part, but it's just like playing the Law and Order theme. So I've got the right things to do that though. Oh, my opportunities that you can't do that with a Marshall. That with yeah.
Yeah. So, as you kind of like have your watch, like Grung was like, I don't see anything. You see anything out there?
Clear.
That's good. Yeah, sometimes it's good to just relish in the calm evenings.
Nice crisp night.
Oh yeah, it is coming through. I mean, you said that, but I turned mine down enough that I could also hear it.
Yeah, same.
That's weird. I shouldn't be coming from me anymore.
Well, it is.
Yeah.
It's coming into my AirPod, so it wouldn't be me.
Yeah, I've got mine turned all the way down. What?
Dude.
Also, while he's doing that, I'm gonna mute my microphone. I will be right. I'm gonna be able to hear things though, but
cool.
For reasons that should be obvious, I'm gonna mute my microphone.
God. You're Michael McDonald. While Petey's away, did y'all watch the Yacht Rock series yet?
We didn't finish it. Daisy watched some of it, but I had. There's some explanation of who's who. Obviously, like looking at those people, you do not like. Oh, that's obviously Michael. That's obviously Brad Shoemaker, the first clone. But yeah, we haven't made it past it into the second or past.
Oh
the
my
first.
god! Yeah, you gotta get on that. I need somebody to talk to about it.
Oh, Misty's just staring at me. She's ready for dinner, and she just looks very sad. It's making me very sad. Oh, sorry, kitty. Are you hungry?
For some reason, okay, I fixed it. You shouldn't hear from me anymore. Right?
Nope, it's gone.
No, we're good.
Okay, for some reason, the switch on your feed got turned to the master feed rather than your mix minus feed.
Oh, that would do it.
I don't know why. I don't remember messing with that. All right.
It worked enough that there was like, it was like a delay. It worked. It was just like there was a secondary set of strings coming in. It was kind of funky.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Changing his audio. There.
I don't know if I.
There you are.
I sent a picture to the Discord.
Rips, now he's back.
All right.
Maybe I didn't.
I'm gonna get myself a drink.
A local convenience store that I pass on my way to work. That had that sign out.
$5.59 for a pack of Mavericks.
Yacht Rock and good wine will help you feel fine.
Yeah, as you guys are sitting there, Grung pulls out a little like a water skin. He's like, I'm gonna have me. Things are gonna be good, and I'm gonna have me a nice net cap. Like some? She kind of like holds it out to you, Solera.
Apprehensive, but I take a small drink.
It is some strong rum. It kind of like gives that a sensation I don't know that you can I could never convey to you because you don't know the experience. But there's like a just a nice nice is one way to put it. It's a very strong burn on the throat and a little bit in the gut. But yeah,
but it's also sweet because it's made from molasses.
Exactly. But it hits you pretty toughly, but you know, it's all right. It definitely does the work, does the job.
What is the not Sailor Jerry, not Admiral Nelson, not Captain Morgan of this?
Yeah,
like
I like it. Make it myself.
Anson Barclay.
Midshipman Mike.
Yeah.
All right, and you guys finish off your shift. You wake up the next two, which I believe are Toby and Lucius.
Lucius.
Well,
so
all right.
I'm gonna venture to guess it's gonna be Lucius. You can make separate perception rolls, or you can have one person do one with advantage.
Why don't I make rolls with advantage?
There you go. Sounds like a good idea.
I mean, I'm pretty good at perceiving, but I'm gonna guess that you're probably better.
I'm pretty darn good.
Yeah. I mean, there's a baseline that we're working with, so
right.
we weren't working with anything. We weren't going to be working with anything less than a 20. Or
yeah.
20, you know.
I would have cried if I was like, I'm pretty good, and then rolled like 2 1s.
I was like, I mean, that just would be a 20.
Them to be threes or something. Yeah.
We're working with a baseline of 22.
Yeah. Oh shoot.
All that. But yeah, with your passive perception, you kind of like are there. You look out in the hills. You see a lot of the same things. Very calm night. Nothing calls your attention. Nothing out of the ordinary. Looks like it's going to be a calm first night, and you kind of like observe the space, and you feel pretty confident that since you're only about a day's ride from the city, this is probably not going to be someplace where you're going to be a lot of danger. You know, it's
right.
You're not that far out of the city. You're just like a day's ride. You're like an 8 hours cart ride out of the city. So just based off of like observing around you, observing the space, and just what you've, even when you set up camp, you feel pretty confident that that there's nothing you're really missing, and that it's it's going to be a pretty okay night.
And who could ask for more than that?
Yes. Is there anything you guys discuss or talk about?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. What are?
Man, pork belly futures. They're hitting rock bottom. What?
Yeah. You guys are doing your thing.
And that's stew.
That was some good stew. What are you hoping to see once we get there?
A bed. A bath.
Yeah.
Fresh faces. We've been in town too long.
Yeah.
I thought you were to say beyond. A bed, a bath,
and beyond.
and then a beyond. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's the fresh faces. That's beyond.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
As Summer says from her half asleep from her cart.
I need to get a off paring knife. I need to get a pillow that says "Live, Laugh, Love."
Oh my god!
I need to get a refill for my Soda Stream. You know, all the Bed Bath and Beyond magic.
Nugget is a knucklehead.
I'm trying to keep him from eating Misty's food, and I'm distracting him with this little Charmander finger puppet.
Charmander!
He's no longer entertained by it.
It's like, I'm done with it.
He knows better. He's
like,
no
wait,
dumbass.
This is a ruse.
He just wants to eat her food, and he can't have
he
it,
just
buddy.
wants to do hood rat things with himself.
Yes. All right, and
Whatever happened to that kid?
yeah.
Look it up, Drew. Let us know.
Bugbears are gonna come for Toby.
No
ring wraiths.
You guys have a nice calm watch. If there's nothing else, you guys finish your watch and you guys wake the next pair, which is Summer and Steg.
Get it up. Get on up.
All right, so Summer, go ahead and give me a perception check with advantage.
If that works.
There's a devil 2 feet behind you.
It was a nat 20.
Nice.
I super see everything that's going on. I hear someone fart in their tent.
Yes. You hear
tents?
And it's mortal.
I haven't really thought about a tortoise flatulence in my life, but
it can't be good.
All that watermelon and all that grass.
Yeah. So, as you have your watch, you're very keen on what's happening around you. You see kind of like the cool breeze off in the distance. There's you see at this point in the night, it's getting deep into the night. It's a nice nice moonlit night. Katha is up in the sky, like not at half moon right now. So there's a nice light. You can faintly see Ruidus is is 3/4. I don't know what that means. I think it's like waxing or waning, or
that's right.
Waxing. But it's very small, obviously. It's very small off in the distance. This little red moon, like very tiny, and a little bit away from where Katha is up in the sky. But you're getting a really nice moonlight from Katha, kind of being kind of like looming down on you, and you just like you occasionally see like maybe like some like nocturnal creatures up there, some like maybe like you spot like way off in the distance maybe a pack of wolves like running by.
They need fixed.
Yeah. And just the quietness of the deep night, and mostly just a nice uneventful evening. And Steg just kind of sits there with you, eating a bit of bread, kind of like having a midnight snack of like with some of the bread stuff. A nice night, isn't it?
It is. The humidity's rather low and enjoyable.
Yes. Wonderful summers of the Menagerie Coast. I love it here.
Lovely.
It's a good place to make home. I'm looking forward.
Yeah, I used to live in these parts, so quite familiar with the weather and whatnot.
Yeah, where did you come from? I know that Berlin mentioned you live further north. You had a clan up there.
Yeah, the Sleeping Ridge, if you're familiar with it. That's where my clan is from.
I think I may have heard him speak of, but I'm not personally familiar with them, but I think I've heard word.
keep a rather lowish profile. So.
Mm. Yeah. Well, I hope. Have you been back to your home village recently?
No, not for several years. Pretty sure I have a little brother that I have not met. Yeah, so it's been a while.
Yeah. That sounds. There's hope. That sounds like you have something to look forward to, which is fantastic. Well, I hope you have a. Are you? Do you plan on going back anytime soon?
Yes. As part of this trip.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah. What takes you to Gwardan?
Well,
I don't know if I've asked this. Sorry if I did. It's been a while since we've chatted.
Yes. Well, I mean, we talked a little bit, but I mean, I'll go into details. I can go. There's not much to say, but I'm kind of bolstering the temple there a little bit. You know, there's we have quite a few people taking care of things at the Sunfall Sanctuary, and we just got word that they need, a little bit of additional help at the temple in Gwardan. I'm hoping to lend a hand wherever I can. Lend a hand with the teachings there, and with the the guiding of the young clergy and the paladins as well. People that need a guidance there. Kind of like just helping them, helping that temple there get basically an extra hand.
You to lend your services.
Mm-hmm.
So where are you originally from?
I'm from a lot of places. I'm actually from I'm gonna say that there's a village that I came from. Not a lot of people know it, but it's just a bit east of Nicodranus. I'm mostly to say I'm from around Nicodranus. But it's just from around that area. I've kind of like made my way up north in the Najri coast, going from temple to temple.
Round, okay. Meet a lot of people, see a lot of things.
Yeah, it's a wonderful path that I've been put on, thanks to the Dawn Father.
Does tend to set our paths, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. It lights our way. Let's see.
Boogity, 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 amen.
Yeah. Here, let me. Would you like some snacks? He holds out a little sack of some he has bread and like a sack with like a trail mix in there.
Oh, I'm going for that trail mix. That sounds delicious.
Yeah, it's some good mix of stuff. Like it's like nuts and like native berries, and they're really nice dried native berries, and fruits there, and like it's a nice mix. Nice little. It hits the spot as a late night snack for sure.
Thank you for sharing. This is delicious.
Yeah. He kind of got his look off in the distance. Is there anything else you discuss with him before you finish up your watch? Okay, perfect. All right, and then as you finish up your watch, You guys head to bed, and you wake up Brock and Mortal. And Mortal's like, alright. Kind of slowly gets up because he's got to get himself moving.
Poke him with the stick.
Yeah.
Come on, Mortal. You gotta get up. It's your turn.
Wiggles
a nap.
little bit. But he gets up. He's used to it. I'll just quickly do this. Oh.
A D20 to see if any gerblins attack us.
Yes. That's a 7 and an 8. Which, so this perception is a +3, so an 11. Yeah, he just kind of like he's pretty confident nothing happened. Yeah, pretty confident nothing happened. But yeah, as you guys wake up, like all like get up. It's early in the morning. It's bright. Not super bright, but pretty nice bright early morning sun. You start heading off on your adventure, you.
I was watching that when it happened. Like, oh, here we go.
I feel weird
Camera
that we
full.
can see behind the DM screen.
Yeah, I'm gonna know his secret charts. I'm gonna know about slip, trips, and falls.
Yes. So, oh wait.
You can just keep scrolling for McGruff the Crime Dog accessories to not metagame, you know. It's a technique that someone could do if they were inclined.
Yeah.
Or you could look up what's happened to a meme.
Yes.
And then be sad.
Oh man. So as you kind of like day 2 mostly goes off without incident. Kind of like at some point you get a nice little strong wind that blows through and kind of like cools you down in the middle of the day, and it's really nice. But it's mostly just kind of continuing up the hills as you kind of like, let's say at this point, if I want to measure the full map, let me go back to the full map on the Explorer's Guide to Wild Mounts. Okay. Okay, so
No comfortable way.
okay, so Molly.
Here we go.
This what?
Some goat in mouth.
Huh?
It's like every story of somebody who went and had a night over with someone who had a pet ferret. That ferret always ended up in their mouth at night.
Oh, what?
Gross.
God.
The heck?
I hate it. Well, ferrets seem like the grossest pet.
They have the weasel smell, and the one that I knew most, his name was Doobie. So he also smelled like weed. That was 25 years ago.
Okay, so it's a quarter.
Rowan, Indiana
I
zone.
feel like air purifiers. I feel like air purifiers don't cost that much money, and you could just like smoke near the air purifier, and then all your shit wouldn't smell like weed.
I mean,
but you know.
Yeah, it is what it is.
They're talking to me, you and me having a discussion about making weed smells not smell. Like, we're not doing anybody any good.
Yeah. So as you kind of travel, the beautiful thing is that you start to kind of like approach where you're going along the road, where you're actually getting the deep woods, the deep wooded areas over to the side of the road. You kind of like pass the more hilly areas, and you're kind of like more going through flatter expanse of the road, and you kind of like you're going off on the road, and you're following along the edge of this like deep forest as you kind of like you can hear quite a few miles away or like a rushing river quite a few miles away. You're getting closer and seeing a little bit more of like the glimpses of mountains in the distance. As you keep going along on the gilded roadway, and it's just a nice calm day of travel. As you go through there, and as you're like walking, you're riding along, and Grung's like, you guys going okay? You guys liking the ride? Is everything good for you guys?
I'm in the back now. I don't know if I hear him. I'm reading my fantasy romance novel with the muscular elves on the cover.
Yes. Like, all right, good to know. Like,
It's just is like. There we go.
And as you travel along, the day kind of goes off mostly calmly. This is kind of these first early days, calm time. And you have another nice like 8 hours of travel. And as you start to make your way along, you do notice off in the distance, like closer, more off to the west, some like campfire smoke off in the distance, and that's closer off to the west, off the trail. And Growing is like, oh, yes, wonderful. There's some people.
Got a hog roast.
We got some company there. This is a great spot. This is one of our favorite spots to stop, or especially early in the trip. As they start, as she kind of like signals to Brock to kind of like follow her. She takes the caravan and finds what looks like as you can see, a not quite designed but mostly beaten path of just people that follow along a certain trail off the roadway towards the west and towards a very there was an expansive lake. You can like I'm gonna put if you look up the map of the Menagerie Coast, there's a lake just off the path, a few miles off the path. It's a massive lake with like some wooden patches, but with some nice clearings.
So when you say lake and a huge lake, are you talking like miles big lake or hundreds
should
of miles
be,
big lake?
It is, if I'm measuring...
Is it a great lake? Like,
So let
lakes
me...
coming.
Let me see. Actually, I'm doing
The mighty Minnetonka. Lake Wobegon. Okay. They're going to be Garrison Keeler talking about like weird things going on in Minnesota.
All the children are above average.
Guy Noir Private Eye will show up. Public radio, everybody.
You see. Okay. So.
It's the Opry for like the Sunday brunch town, like people that I run into. We all
should have the massive map of Wildmount, the whole Wildmount. And
where?
What?
Yes.
Where,
well, in which location?
We are. Let me see.
They're like a show to players.
Like, is it going to be like
pop it up for us?
Oh,
Blair
I
Witt.
don't know why.
Petey lost the map.
Is it okay? Is it not
trying to find teeth?
You should be able to see. Is it black or?
What I'm seeing a game paused.
Yeah.
And just
black? I see through the tones.
Our art. I see.
Oh,
I see more.
Huh. It's showing me as you guys. Oh yeah, no, you guys aren't here. Yeah, okay. I gotta activate it. Sorry.
I have been activated. Okay. Where's the? I'm looking for the game. Okay, that is this the lake?
Yeah, pretty much. Like if you look at where Port Demont, I'm trying to give the.
We'll describe it to you. It's big.
9,300 by 6,600. Okay.
Here? In between the mountains? What was the name of the lake again?
I don't have a name for it really.
Oh, okay.
Wobegon. Lake Wobegon.
But it's details in there.
It's the beautiful Lake Schaefer. There's more than corn in Indiana.
You get the idea of like the as detailed as I wanted it to be.
It's cool.
But yeah, it's in the book. It's the map of Wildmount. You can see it.
Yeah, RTFB. I should already know about this lake.
Yeah.
So on the top bar, where you have like the music and your character sheet and stuff, there's the little journal book.
Yeah.
And there's a whole bunch of maps in here. I don't know if we're supposed to be in here.
Journal. If I give it to you in the journal entries, yeah, you should be able to see it.
Explorer's Guide to Wildmount.
Yeah, because if you open Explorer's Guide to Wildmount and then go down to Menagerie Coast.
Yeah, you can see
and then there's a thing called handouts.
Yeah, you can see a handouts. This is
map 3.1. There's no link for me to share, but yeah, there's.
Yeah,
I can do this. I followed along.
Actually,
there you go.
I need to make a flow chart.
Yeah. So.
There you go.
And if I were to put it size-wise, I would say it's about like 30-something miles wide, like 40 miles. It's big, like.
That seems large.
And you kind of like, so now that we're kind of like gathered with that, you guys approach and there are a couple of there's a couple of caravans set up already, all kind of like just starting a little bit into their setting up of camp in this area, and we see them, and I'm going to use cool little module from our friends at Griffin's Saddlebag. Well, our friends, so the people that we like.
Both Griff and Saddlebag.
And it's called Cards and Caravans, which lets you randomly create and populate caravans that you might meet while traveling using cards.
Oh wow!
Yeah, awesome.
Like
5th age.
Petey's been busy.
Yeah,
he's had time. Last time I was here, I had a cast on my arm, and now I'm doing this and having a really cool scar.
I wish
weren't you on painkillers?
Yeah, I was on painkillers. I was on a lot of them.
All right. Next time I'll have everybody down here, but where I copied them from didn't have them, so I'm sorry about that. But eventually they'll be down there and watching. But let's see. Let me have fun with. So, if y'all pick your poison, who wants to pick which deck I use? This is the
middle one.
The middle one.
It looks thick.
Yuck.
With 3 C's.
Yeah.
It's this deck. So
what poison did I pick?
Oh wait.
No, it's a blue deck. Oh god, control.
I used to have those cards.
I don't remember where I got them from. I think
You got them from Matt.
Maybe.
No, I got them from you know where? I think my mind wants to say I got them from Lucky Lizards. the shop on 6th Street, maybe. But I don't know, like it was somewhere where you get like novelty stuff. And I got these cards with bullet holes in them. But yeah, let's see. So for example, one of the you kind of like you set up camp in this area, and you set up your caravan. You kind of like there's a couple other caravans set up, and like they're kind of like circled around like a central large like campfire, cooking food set up that everybody's kind of working on together. That they're all kind of getting like food ready for the whole group, and everybody's kind of like going in and out, like contributing certain supplies. You're meeting like different people. So like for example, one of the caravans, let's see, that's a 2 of hearts, 2 of hearts, 2 of hearts. So what the caravan, the one of them, it looks like it's primarily carrying passengers, especially like the lead caravan. They kind of seem very, just a group of like friendly travelers, pretty gregarious travelers, just kind of like just trying to as you kind of like talk to them, there's a couple of humans, like an elf, like a dwarf, like a water genasi. There's a couple of earth genasi. There's a canid, a dog, there. I'm just gonna like meet the group. Let's see. Passengers. As let's see. And they're mostly just carrying supplies. Mostly just the people and supplies trying to make their way down to Port Damali. And just whatever their need. They seem to be kind of like migrating themselves from Gwardan to Port Damali, trying to move to the big city. They're moving there to kind of like hopefully find work, hopefully find gainful employment, and make their way downtown, moving on up to the east side. Alright. And all the hearts. And then you have another caravan. The monstrous, friendly. You see, kind of like these friendly creatures, that the kind of non-humanoid creatures, seem nice. Oh, actually, what do you see? What the? Okay. Draw until you exceed. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well. Okay. We're gonna draw till we see get to 21. So 8. 1 is 9.
D&D is just a bunch of math.
Yes. Yes. Oh, the Joker card. Yeah.
Get Joker-fied.
19. Let me see. Here we go. Above. Yeah, that'll be above 21. Okay, so that's something else. Okay, need to know on that part. That's not a caravan, that's an encounter. Okay, so that's in the back pocket. But this actual... Oh, there's a lot of hearts. I swear I shuffled these cards. Okay. He's friendly too.
I'm betting all hearts are friendly.
Yeah.
Heart.
It's like the okay, so kind of like these are encounters. They kind of like aren't going to be convenient. Okay, Jack. There you go. And then it's going to be a caravan of merchants, kind of like selling supplies. They mostly are polite. They don't really. They're not. They're very business like. You know, kind of like they're polite, and they to you guys, but are they're there to do business, and they're there to. If anybody needs supplies and things, they're there. So mostly kind of like, but not mean or hostile in any way. Just straightforward. And they seem. And then the merchant secondary card. Yeah, there's more merchants. And supplies. So they have general supplies available. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're having fun. So, and then the last one. this one. 2 of clubs. Just passengers. Yeah, so there's more people. Right. And they are carrying supplies. And they're mostly polite and then mainly neutral. And they also have tiny animals.
Parrots, rabbits, hamsters. What do we consider tiny?
So they are. Let me see. Oh, actually,
Are they edible?
let me grab the D4. Yeah,
Can I buy a tiny chick and then someone use like a frost spell on it to turn it into like a little chick ice cube like dessert treat? Because it's very hot, in this caravan.
You're doing what they do at the big cat rescue.
Yes, exactly.
That may have been shown in a Netflix documentary of some sort many years after we
This
visited.
is horrible. Oh.
Okay. So, I forgot if it's Club Diamond or Heart. Actually carries. Let me see how many. I'm gonna say carries. Let me roll D. It's a D20 I need to roll. About they have with them about 12 geese that they're kind of like keeping with them that last caravan.
Sounds like the most annoying caravan.
Just honking around.
Honk.
Yeah.
All right, and then let me see. I could actually roll for the.
Just imagining all the geese from Untitled Goose Game.
Yes.
Fucking dickhole geese.
Pecking at Summer's little anklet with her Paylor charm, trying to steal it. Yeah.
3
Doing
adults, 2 children.
Laying geese.
Those 2 children.
Or geese a laying.
Adult. Okay. We're having fun here.
Toby's not a big fan of dark meat, so he's out on those geese. So
I mean, it's still the breast.
yeah, it depends.
All right, so we're gonna go.
Plus the bread, like you get to make the skin like as crispy as bacon.
Well, now the skin is not a meat. Skin is a skin, so it is an organ.
You have to pair it with the meat.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a Jollibee situation where they just give you a bucket of skin.
I mean, we're not at that truck stop yet. We're at like the rolling flea market with Petey.
Yes.
Caravan's not in any. Caravan hasn't passed through Filipino neighborhoods yet.
I mean,
Jollibee.
We're gonna stop at the lake with the Nandos after that. We're gonna get some.
Ooh. Okay, so.
I've heard good things. No, Jollibee either, but fast food spaghetti seems like a bad thing.
We know the Colonel though. We could talk about the Colonel all day long. That's an international discussion.
Yeah, the spaghetti's all right. Like it's if you don't get caught up in the idea it's supposed to be spaghetti, it's all right.
You know that
I will give.
That's how I feel about Cincinnati's so-called chili on spaghetti.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't get caught up calling it spaghetti sauce or calling it chili,
fucking takedown of Cincinnati chili. Like,
yeah. Or if you don't get caught up calling it chili,
yeah,
it's like
then it's like, hey, I want spaghetti sauce with I want spaghetti with a weird meat sauce topped with cheese. Sure, I'm down.
Well, now you have a nugget.
Yeah,
It gets around.
It travels around. It's random. But yeah. So I will say that.
I mean, the next time you guys are in town, we'll just go down the street to Skyline. I ignore it. I see through it when I'm driving. I forget that I could walk there if I wanted.
Never been there to that one.
Yeah.
No.
It is next to a Five Guys though, so.
Yeah.
And a record store.
Arma, yeah.
You can buy your Ticketmaster tickets.
Wow.
And incense and CDs.
Yeah, and a tobacco
Probably
water
vinyl.
pipe.
And tie-dye shirts. Maybe a beaded curtain.
Maybe.
Seen those there a while ago.
Beaded curtain with a Grateful Dead bear on it. But it's bootleg.
It's I would never accept a legitimate.
A felt blacklight poster of a mushroom.
Yeah, see, we could go there after we eat at Skyline. Make it a trip.
All it's missing is Doobie the ferret, and we're there. Welcome to 1999, Rowan, Indiana.
Okay.
I had 2 beaded curtains. I thought I was cool.
Because you were.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I know I was.
All right. So, yep, you're in that caravan. You kind of meet, I would say, like, the passengers. It's the first like caravan. It's a family, with two humans with a couple of kids. One male, one human. No, one male, one human. One male, one female. And as far as the kids are a boy and a girl. And their grandparent, their grandfather, the kid's grandfather, traveling with them, making their way from Gwardan to Portamali. They're a friendly sort. They make sure that everyone's taken care of, including all the new people, and it's like
wholesome.
Sharing food, and you see kind of the kids run around playing. This one of them is a young boy, about like I'm gonna say 6 or 7 years old, and just kind of getting into some mischief with his sister, who's maybe a year older than he is, and they just kind of run around like picking up rocks, throwing it in the lake, maybe climbing some trees, and just picking up bugs. It was like throwing bugs at each other, throwing throwing bugs at each other, trying to freak each other out. It's like, screw you. All right, you guys calm down. Calm down, kids. And then it's just a seemingly lovely family. The merchants, they kind of have their everything's kind of packed up, but they are open to discuss what they might have available to sell if anybody wants to. And then let me see how much. Let's see.
Oh. It's
Not
just space
again.
planted.
A crash zoom.
Got the thing on
Zoom
a tripod
crash.
in the middle of my hand area. You can see it right here.
That'll do it.
Yeah, and then the other path here, is just it's about four. Folks. It's just 4 feet, just 4 folks, 4 adults, just a couple of half elves, a water genasi, and a dwarf. Yeah. So you guys kind of like set up camp and kind of converse with everybody. Is there anything you guys do? Any guys you just talk about? Was a Misty there?
I got all the cats on the camera now.
Nice.
So these merchants, I don't know, you said they're selling some stuff. Do they have anything cool that I see? Like uncommon, or is it just common stuff?
They have so as you kind of like you can go over and talk to them, and this is we don't have much as far as like wondrous items, and we have basic supplies, but we do have a couple of well, you know, some nice what we call wondrous items. If you wanted to look at our wares,
Sorry, Nugget swatting at the baseball players. Adorable.
Yeah.
like now Nugget's trying to play. He's pressing buttons.
Yeah, just this little swat.
But
Oh no. That was good free entertainment.
Little knucklehead. Yeah, so let me see, what would they have available? I'm looking at these. Well, we have very useful little device. Let's see. Yeah, this will be fun. We have this, and the merchant kind of pulls out. This is like a kind of live human man, kind of like a little taller than you, kind of like a very calm demeanor, fairly kind of staid demeanor. Well, we do have this, and she holds out what looks like a 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch die, like a 6-sided die. Well, this is they can do this, and then he rolls the dice on this little table area that he has set up for himself. He lands with the one pip lining up, and he picks it up, and he opens one of the sides, like if it's a door, and inside it opens up. It actually opens up on its own. Inside you see a miniature illusory diorama inside of it that it kind of opens up completely, and let's see, and you can see like a marshland, and with a little bit of like wildlife in there. So like a marshland, so you kind of like you cast it. So there's like you hear the sounds of loud wildlife in the
coming from this diorama.
From the little diorama. Yes, it's a diorama die.
Can't say I've seen something like this before. Oh.
Kind of closes it up. And we can also try another one, and he kind of rolls it again. Aha, yes. He so this time he shook it and threw it. And it opens up, and it's a diorama of a tavern. And then you see little patrons dancing and laughing while holding drinks.
Interesting. So does it change like every time you close it? Wait, how does that work?
So every time you can close it, you can collect a die and close it. It'll close on its own, and then every time you speak the command word, and you spoke the command word, or you can either roll or place the dice. You can roll or place the dice in whatever position you want, and depending on the result or depending on what you choose, you have a different diorama scene that appears. Depending on how you throw it, or depending on how you cast the dice, it shows differently.
Some very interesting magic. Quite unique. Oh.
Okay. So, okay. So, place. So, for example, if I decide, and then he kind of like moves it around, looks for a result, and he places it down with the 6 on top. Or he places, actually, since it's one of the results, he places it down, he holds it, and then places it down with the 4, like before. This time places it. It opens on that same tavern, but this time it's a person drinking alone. Just at the tavern, just kind of like.
That's worse than sharing a drink called loneliness.
Yeah, it kind of like picks it up and it closes on its own. So yeah, it depending on how you throw it or if you can place it, changes. You can spin it, you can drop it, you can cast it, you can shake it. Each number is a different scene, and then depending on how the result is gotten, how the scene plays out is different.
Interesting. Well, thank you for sharing this with us. Like I said, I've never seen magic behave like this before.
Yeah, it's one of those, wondrous examples of the arcane being used for something a little bit more fun and not necessarily violence and combat. So we have a couple more. So if that is interested in you, so we also have kind of like another. We also carry a few like of the kind of like the lineup of Griffin carrying bags. So we have a little Griffin coin pouch. So you're gonna see him bring out a little like coin pouch with like the design of a griffin, not unlike the logo of the Griffin saddlebag. What the heck? I'll put it in the chat for the D&D. Put it in the Discord chat.
Oh yes, the new chat within the voice channel.
Yeah.
Huh.
Now that every Discord in existence has a dedicated text for voice chat.
It's like,
channel.
oh, I wonder if this is a thing people need. Like,
yeah.
Like it's like everyone has like literally. It's like I wonder if this is a thing people need, like a little bit more integrated. Like maybe they need to share some things or something in text that to maybe a spelling or something, or they have a need for that, or links. Yeah, and this is just a nice little coin pouch. You get these. We have one available. It holds about 1,000 coins, or a little 6 inches. Coins from here are miraculously clean and shiny, as if freshly minted, and it always weighs a pound. So a nice little small collection of coins. If you need like a nice coin pouch.
Much are you selling the coin pouch for? Alright, so right there. Okay. And the coin pouch, about 70 gold pieces. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a little out of my budget, but it's very neat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice design. Looks very cool.
It's not out of your budget.
I know that. Unless you need it, Toby, to keep all of our money. It does hold 1,000 coins.
He does have a handy haversack.
Ah, that's right. That's right.
Bags inside a bag. My pouch.
Okay.
Sorry.
Let's see.
I believe somebody's being an asshole downstairs.
He's eating a cardboard box, and I was trying to get the cardboard out of his mouth, and I was too late. Ugh.
Dicks.
This kitten, man, got a mind of his own. He's going
They're
through phases.
adorable dicks, but they're still fucking dicks. Man.
Yeah, he's in a paper eating mode.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, on my cool journal that Petey gave us all, you guys, he like ate the corner of it.
Oh man.
Oh
I was like,
no.
you little asshole. And it was all like sopping wet and like, oh god, just yeah. There's little holes all over it. God.
Wow, he hasn't done anything to my stuff, but
Well, you're lucky, man. He
he's
stands here during meetings and just like eats my paperwork. Like I got stuff over here when I do the budget this weekend. He's like eating receipts and shit. Like just stop it, dude. Like, yeah, just go and just. He didn't do it like a week ago. Just.
Sorry, I couldn't finish the report. My cat ate my homework.
Definitely thought about that. Yeah.
Yes. Well, if you have
Drew's
any
getting racy over there,
anybody that is deft with an arrow, and would like a little bit of a can be a bit of a trickster, or wants to have a little bit something for distraction or diversion, we do have these this like collection of arrows, and he pulls out like this about quiver's worth of like about I would say 20 arrows, but that look like normal arrows, look like wood with a fletch, but at the end there's like a red pouch attached to the end rather than a arrow, and it's just like, well, when you can use this with make an arranged attack, and you can hit someone with it. It will do no damage, and the ammunition kind of evaporates and destroys. But instead of it hitting, there's whatever kind of noise you can think of erupts when at the point of impact. It could be like a books falling, a coin being dropped.
Alexa,
fart noise?
stop.
Yeah, a fart.
It could be somebody screaming at their voice assistant.
Breaking glass, flatulence,
Breaking ass.
breaking ass. Yeah, exactly. You decide the noise and its volume when you're gonna fire it. It can be like as caught as a whisper, or loud as a scream. If it is an illusion, and it's fairly, I'm not gonna say a very hard illusion to figure out once you notice it, but somebody that's not as whip smart, not as aware, might be fooled by it, and it can come in useful. If you,
Well, what are we looking at? Hello.
So let me look at.
Also, let me look at money.
Okay.
Just throw this into the chat so everybody can see.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, arrow. Yeah. Item.
I'll put that there too.
Okay. Oh, right.
So if you're feeling a little spendy, don't be too stingy, folks. I just manage this fantasy football league. I don't own it.
So, I would say it's they're a little bit more involved than just regular arrows and a little bit more work, but I could let them go for 3 gold each. Yeah. And the whole and if you'd like, if you want to get the whole batch rather than kind of like the whole batch of 20, I could let the whole batch go for 50 for a batch of 20 arrows.
What say you, banker?
I mean, I'm curious if these things can be modified for like other kinds of missile usage, but I think we should get some and see how they work, even just for funds.
Mm-hmm.
To help us be sneaky, if sneaky is something we need to be.
Or to make a fart noise from like whatever range we can fire. That's like.
Go for it.
If being offered a thing from the person running this game, I'm thinking yes, because I'm still living in regret from that ventriloquist dummy that I could have had. So, Liv Moss, let's do this.
Yeah,
all right. I add this to my. No, not potion. What?
All right, so you just take off 50 gold if you're gonna get the full 20 arrows.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Done.
And just like put like custom 20 arrows. I'll put the magic item because I'm right now just like randomly pulling it from the Griffin Saddlebag ledger. But I'll put it.
Create item.
And D&D Beyond. Maybe. Look at something else.
Oh, rare, I guess.
There we go. Hmm. But that is as well. Oh, it's wonderful to do business. I think that those are really the only ones that we had as far as like magic items, at least we have available. Most of our stuff is kind of put away, and we just have our supplies and our and things like that. We're getting our supplies set up for when we're gonna hit the market down in Port Damali. But thank you for doing business with you.
Thank you.
We're gonna get back to settling down. Have a good night.
Thanks for your time.
Doodly doodly.
Yeah. Like Grung like walks over and is like, how'd you guys make out?
Yeah,
Check this
Just-
shit out.
arrows.
I think I've seen those before. They're pretty neat. Cool stuff. Y'all going swimming with everybody?
Oh, got a bathing suit.
Yeah, we're going swimming. We gotta go get some late night swimming in before we settle down.
We need to get our woodsman in the water. So that, yeah.
Oh.
Yes, I would love to go swimming.
Yes.
Your
All right,
monthly bath.
Let's go.
Just never convenient is all.
Yeah.
If I
Yeah,
lived beside the lake, I'd
There's
I'd
no
go
water
swimming
anywhere.
every-
These resorts.
I'd go swimming every day if I was right here.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys can head out, and it's a little bit of a walk from the area you set up camp down to the shore, but you know, everybody kind of changes into like what they're going to be bathing in, and except for the dwarf who's just going all natural, but nobody seems to pay no mind.
Lucius is definitely doing that.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like just hanging out, and you all kind of like dive out into, you know, everybody starts diving, and all the different like people. They see the kids playing along the shore, and the dad kind of keeping an eye on them, and while the mom kind of like starts just kind of like doing some swims around the lake, and just kind of like going further out. Some people are kind of like diving from some like tree tops nearby, kind of climbing up to some like overhang branches, kind of precariously, and diving in, and you know.
Toby's swim attire is the stripy onesie
Exactly.
of old timey swimmy. And I'm spitting streams of water out. I'm swimming really well. I'm maybe like 5 feet from the shore too, because like it gets deep fast when you're short. So,
yeah.
Speaking of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Who else? What are you guys? How are you guys swimming? What are you guys doing in the water? Who's like everybody floating? Everybody's kind of doing just like cannonballs, and
How deep is the water that we're in?
it's like there's, I would say most of you do have a little bit of like a lead in the shore, but it goes, I would say, gets pretty much like over your head, not but like a maybe like 20-30 feet in, or I don't know, I'm trying to like imagine how far it would make sense. I'd say like 30 feet starts to get like above your head, and then like it's deeper out there, and then, you know, way out, it's hard to tell way, because you see this expanse, and it's like you can hardly see the other shore on the other side. It's miles long and miles wide. It's this huge lake. It might as well be like an ocean if you couldn't see like the shore on the other side. But it is so it's hard to tell how deep it eventually gets, but it's like that's about how deep it gets, like that far out, and you can kind of swim out there and get comfortable, and it's all fresh water, and it's nice, and it's a nice freshwater lake out there, and it's nice and comfortable, and not too cold, but it's refreshing.
That sounds super pleasant right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. It is cool.
Yeah,
I
Lucius
think
just
Summer's
stripped
gonna.
off.
Oh, go ahead. Okay, so Summer's just gonna kind of. Oh my god, sorry. There's a delay. Summer's just gonna swim out to like kind of where the water can go above her head, kind of like right on that edge, and then just kind of like dive underwater and specifically look for fish. Like maybe she's trying to find a fish she could catch to help provide for dinner, because why not?
Yeah.
She thinks it's fun.
Give me a survival check.
Oh, good lord. We're doing D&D stuff now.
Yeah.
Survival check. Where's the button? Oh, 16. Plus 5, 21.
21. You definitely find like a school, like freshwater fish, like
a crappie. A northern
Yeah.
pike.
Oh no, they have teeth. Bad teeth.
Walleye.
Yeah,
If you're from across
like a
the
little
pond,
like
that would be
smallmouth
a
bass.
Oh,
Maybe like a couple of like lake trouts. But
Like, did I catch all these
human
fish? How am I holding
or
on to
no,
them?
you just that's what
Yeah.
you see around
See
and
'em.
like
Okay.
and then like you can catch whatever you want. Like
Oh,
you can
I
catch
want a
nice
trout.
trout. You were like
a Mike Trout.
Yeah, I was saying then I'll name him Mike. I can't eat him because I've named him Mike Trout.
he goes good with super
Oh,
pretzels.
man.
yes. Yeah, you
Yeah.
catch a nice sizable. You're able to kind of like deftly catch with your hands a nice like lake trout, and you hold them up like yeah, it's like and Grung's looking from closer to the shore. He sees like yeah, she sees is like yeah, nice catch.
Yeah. Lucius, what'd you say you're doing?
Oh, he just like he strips off all his clothes and just goes running full speed into the lake, kind of doing a shallow dive, and
Yeah.
he's just kind of doing several laps at first just to kind of burn off the energy from sitting in the cart all day.
Yeah, and you see this like whirl of in the water, this whirl of blonde hair and bare ass, like like just like swimming.
Yeah.
Bare ass.
He goes.
Bare ass, because you could definitely do that too.
He
Yes.
could. Like he goes underwater like as well for a while.
Yeah,
I don't know, like I'm sure there's a stat on how long you can hold your breath.
probably, but he can do a
Calculated
good
from
job of
somewhere.
it. Probably do
But
a
yeah,
conversation, but yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Your diving bell on. We still got those in the inventory bags. You can go swim as long, go under the sea as far as you want.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
My
no, he's
God.
just he can hold his breath a while.
Yeah. I'll say like you're the trout you catch is about like 30 inches.
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
Nice like 30-inch trout.
those are some fillets. We can have some fun with that.
You guys just have a nice like night out. What does a Solero do out in the water?
I'm just doing. I'm diving in. I'm doing flips
Nice.
under the water. I'm getting out as deep as I can. Just acting like a kid.
Yeah. And you see
Staying away from the naked druid for the most part. Every once in a while, just giving a shake of my head, like, really? But
Like somebody doing
Yeah,
Morse
man.
code with a knife, like they're out in sea, but it's just his butt cheeks shining in the sun.
God.
the booty cheeks. And yeah, and then like Grung is out there like mostly keeping an eye on everyone, making sure everybody's okay, but like just jumping in and diving and like maybe like going back and forth with different people. She's also like saying hi to different people and like playing a little bit with like the kids and their dad and kind of like making friendly with them and having conversations with like she seems to know a couple of the people that are the like the caravan drivers. She'll like know a couple of them, but because it seems like an area where like this like seems like a spot where they found as like a perfect like hangout spot along the trail for them to enjoy. And you see
Turn into a reef shark.
yeah.
Scare everyone out.
I know.
A lake shark? What?
And then the
That would be really funny. Like, honestly, that'd be really funny.
That would be kind of funny.
That happened. So, and like you see the everybody's just kind of like relaxing, have a good night, calm down, and you guys swim and you guys enjoy the nice lake weather and the water and kind of like unwind a little bit, forget a little bit about like some of the things that are looming over you guys,
Yeah.
and let that go a little bit, a little calmness. Yeah. As you wind down for the evening, you guys set up. Are you gonna do so like each caravan is kind of setting up their own like watches, because they're still like you never know what they're still out in the wilderness. This is a pretty safe area, but it's still they're still precautious, so they still advise like setting up watches. Do you guys do the same order of watch this time?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Great.
Keep it easy.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Take it
Easy.
Yeah. So you guys have a nice we started off your watch. I believe the first watch was Solera, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Solera and Grung. They guys stay together. Everybody kind of get to bed. You guys set yourself up. You guys mostly you sit near the fire, wherever you want to sit around. Yeah. So Solera, give me a perception check with advantage. Yeah, help.
Yo.
I'm guessing it's a natural 20.
Jeez.
That was great.
Yes. I had a
Damn.
nanny twans, bruh.
Nice. Which is me day 25. Nice. Yeah, you have it is.
You can see each individual fish.
You see, like you're observing like the fish. You're observing like all the people, like their comings and goings.
Does it see any devils? Any devils at all?
You see.
We're not in Jersey.
Yeah. You see. The occasional like you see birds off in the distance, and you see kind of like, but mostly are very well aware of like everybody's like positions, everybody's coming and goings, everybody, but mostly things seem to be calm. I think the main thing that catches your attention for personal reasons is mostly you notice the family, and the parents and the kids is trying to get the kids into bed. The kids, they're kind of like, no, we want to like stay up and play more. We want to stay up and like look for more bugs. This is like cool night bugs. It's like, and it's like I understand, kids, but we gotta rest. We have a long day of travel ahead of us tomorrow. Gotta get our rest. Like, I don't know what they get to like stay up. It's like they have to keep watch for us. They're that's their job. They have to keep watch for their caravan and for the group. Like that's what Mom's gonna do now, for our group. So you guys need to take it to bed. Like, this sucks. Like, And they just kind of like saunter in and just kind of like, all right, kids, all right, we love you. Take care. Get some rest. All right, I love you too, Dad. And, like, the boy hugs the dad, and the girl kind of like runs in. It's like, okay, get the hug in. It's like, all right, go hug your mom. We're gonna okay. And they all hug the mom, and it's like, and they kind of like, often kind of a huff. They go into their into the sleeping area of their cart. Like they have a little like they go into their tent that they have set up, and the dad goes in with them. And it's like, yeah, it's just that's what catches your attention, like the family moment, and the kids.
Yeah.
So, that being said, mostly uneventful watch. Next up, would be Toby and Lucius, right? Or yeah, Toby and Lucius.
Toby and Lucius, yeah.
So you guys switch off. It's a little bit later in the night. You guys set up watch. Yeah, do the thing. Do the perception thing. You know what to do.
Shall you perceive?
How well you perceive. We're starting with a baseline of 22, but just just throw it out there just for fun.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
Okay. 22 it is.
Well, I'm glad I have that 22.
22 it is. So I would say you mostly are spent the time kind of thinking, and you don't actively, you kind of like find yourself a little distracted thinking about the trip, thinking about your maybe a little bit about like your camping vacation before, and the things that would happen afterwards, and wondering if your friend's okay and things like that. So you kind of mostly just are distracted within yourself, but even when you're like just insular and like kind of thinking stuff, you're always clocking things, even just naturally. So you kind of like see out into the distance. You're kind of distracted about that, but you're kind of mostly looking at different things like the wilderness, the woods, like the shore across. You do notice that off to further down the shore, like where there's like a wooded area, and like a little like a patch of like woods, like a thick further side of like wooded area. You do see some figures start to like come out in the woods. It's like several dozen miles away from you, and you kind of observe, and you see a couple of wolf cubs come up to the shore, followed by a couple of like 3 or 4 like larger wolves, and they just come to the shore, and see the wolf cubs and a couple of wolves like start to just drink water, like try to go over the distance, while the other 2 kind of like observe. And while the cubs are drinking water, and the adults, and then like after a little while they trade off. They kind of like trade off. The other ones water. They do definitely like are like looking around, and then they're definitely like having their eye on you guys, but from far off in the distance, and just like observing. And it just seems like a family of wolves going to get a drink of water from the lake. It's a beautiful scene. Just in the moonlight, you see kind of their fur kind of like shine in the moonlight, and so kind of like you see the reflections of the water. Cool. And
Neat.
just as quickly as they approach, they kind of like, as soon as they're done, they kind of all disappear off into the woods and like continue their nocturnal activities.
Interesting.
I see none of that, but I see an experience going on. Like the best nature documentary
I would have
being watched.
I imagine like right as I saw significant movement, but before I could figure, I mean, maybe like I would have kind of tapped Toby and pointed them out. I don't know if he can see that far or not.
In the moonlight, he could make out what it is. It's a pretty significant moonlight, so you can see it. He can see that as well. See the wolves, anything like this. Little wolf family. There's some water.
Those wolves don't need fixed.
Alright. And then, but that basically your watch goes on without incident. As you wake up, there's nothing else.
Out.
You wake up.
Slide down that tail. Yabba dabba doo.
Summer and Stag.
All right.
And then, Summer, give me a perception check with advantage.
I got that advantage. High of 22.
Nice. So, you yeah, you kind of like get you observe and watch, and you mostly calm seas. Kind of like see occasionally maybe like a fish flying out of the lake and things like that. I'd say it was mostly uneventful evening, and for your watch, except for you see, I'm gonna say like quite a distance away back towards the road. You could swear you see a faint bit of like a smoke stack, like if you're just observing, mostly looking at the lake, but you kind of take a moment to look back towards the road because like to observe, and like you see what looks like a bit of like black smoke off in the distance, like quite a distance away. Like you wouldn't go there now, but it looks like something is happening like way further down the road.
Which the direction we came from, or like further on, like we would head that way tomorrow?
Further on.
Okay.
Like you might, like you'd be heading that direction tomorrow.
Okay. But it doesn't look like big enough that you think it's like, oh, it's a town on fire or something like really alarming amount of smoke. Okay.
No, not a town worth of fire, but there's some like it's a little, it's difficult to spot, and because of the distance, it's like you would imagine it's quite a few miles away. Like it's probably like when if you were to clock it, maybe you would probably get there in the afternoon, maybe if you're based on your pace. It'll be something that you would probably find tomorrow, but whatever it is, you're not quite sure, but something you spot.
I'll just make sure I point it out to Steg. Like, hey, you see that?
He
And you've seen the shit.
winces. He squints and like, kinda.
It's just a wisp of cloud.
Well, hopefully it's nothing too bad.
Guess we'll find out tomorrow. It looks like we might be heading that way, so doesn't look bad enough to alert anyone.
Hopefully nothing too bad. Oh, I think it's time for us to tuck in.
Go wake up Mortal.
Yeah,
Poke him again. Hey. You're up, buddy.
Yes. Alright, as he gets up and does his thing. So a couple things there. So in that time we're actually gonna go into yeah, I can do that. A couple of dreams. Let's have. I'm gonna talk to Drew about his dream as he's sleeping.
Drew looked like he was dreaming.
Talk to Solero about his dream.
It's the only way my back doesn't hurt.
Yeah,
Sitting in a bed.
Being old. Well, welcome.
Yeah.
Let me shake your hand. Give
Yes.
you a dad hat and some Air Monarchs.
Yes. Alright.
I have a dad hat that says Niagara Falls on it. It's just downstairs currently.
Nice.
Can't we just call them hats that fit properly? I mean, granted, it's a
No,
shorter name.
the dad hat is specifically the brim is bent. It's like an actual ball
It has
cap.
to be made of like that denim-y like cotton
Yes.
that has no cardboard bracing.
Actually, technically, I think this one would be considered a trucker because it has the perforations in the back.
Oh, yeah, that's a
that's true.
trucker hat.
Yeah. Alright.
Truckers need the arrow.
Let's
Go
get
talk
into
about your dreams.
this. Alright.
Uh,
As you know, while the other watches are happening, you kind of like fall asleep, you dream, you kind of like drift off into the world. You find yourself.
Jesus gonna kick out me doing this.
you find yourself, Solero, in a familiar space, in a seemingly familiar space, and kind of like colder weather, kind of like the colder, more temperate climate of Rexentrum, in a home. And by all accounts, well, you're home. You're kind of like walking through your front door of your home. You're excited. You're about to finally be home and after the end of the day. And you hear kind of like a noise of a kid running in. Your kid. How old would he? How would they be? At this point in time.
So before my thought was always before I left.
Yeah.
So I was thinking leaving at about like my demons catching up with me, much like Jeff Hardy's. My demons catching up with me. I shouldn't make light about that.
No.
Probably around the age where he was, I would say 5.
Yeah.
And then no younger than that, like probably around 3.
Yeah.
So that the kid has just barely the recollection, right?
So how old would he be now? How long ago was that?
So in my thought process, I've didn't run into this group for a few years. I didn't start getting myself together for a few years, so I would say the kid probably be around. I would say around like 9 or 10.
Yeah.
So a couple years of being a lush, being a philanderer, we'll say, for lack of a better term, and then a year on the road, like gathering myself, and then a couple years with these guys. So that would put him at about 10, 11.
Yeah, 10 and 11. Yeah, so it's like you see a 10-year-old kid, some mix of elven and human, and like how would Solero imagine him nowadays? It's a he, right? It's a boy, right?
Yes. Brown hair. I would imagine that, I would imagine him taking a little bit after me, so being proud of being a half elf, making sure the features were somewhat prominent, making sure, like, pointing out ears by having maybe a piercing up on the point, something like that, like something that would mark him as like pointing out his own features like that, would be something that I would hope, just because knowing mother, it would be something that heritage was important to them.
Yeah, he runs in. You see him like has half of features, the ears kind of pointed back. You see a lot of yourself in him. You see your eyes, but you see quite a bit of his mother in him, in his features. And he comes in like excited. He's got like 2 or 3 logs of wood, like freshly like chopped down logs of wood, like logs, but like pieces. There's 3 or 4 like pieces of wood bringing in, like he's gonna bring in for the boiler. Like, hey Dad, I'm helping. And he shows you the wood. Like, yes, he is helping. And you hear a female voice, kind of like off in the distance coming in. And how would you imagine his mother looking like?
So the mother I always imagined would be an elf, more pure elf. So very fair features, very slender face, very prominent ears, taking after that, with bright green eyes, just emerald, with long, very fair hair. So the kid would take more after me in the hair, but her hair being very, very light, almost like on the lighter side of like a strawberry blonde sort of look.
And you kind of like, she comes in, her hair is like fair. It's a little on the messier side, you imagine, because she's been outside bringing in some wood, and she has a bigger bundle, and like she has like a whole stack with her. It's like, yes, he is helping. She brings it in to the kitchen, and kind of like unloads it to where you guys have stored it for the boiler. Like, all right. Hey, honey, you're home. How's today? How's the day?
I'd imagine this is a dream, but I'm still me. I'm sort of taken aback by what I'm seeing, but I sort of realize, like, not lucid, I would say, but like just it's a dream. I'm going through the motions. I greet her. I sort of pat him on the head. Mm,
like
sort of.
She does she goes over, she gives you a drive-by kiss on the lips while carrying along the way while carrying the stuff towards the kitchen.
Yeah, I smile and help the kid out, I guess, with the wood a little bit. Take a couple off his pile so he's not as burdened. But yeah.
You guys you turn around, and you turn around and kind of you next, and then the next moment you immediately walk into the dining room. It's kind of like a modest dining room, I imagine, for you guys. It's a modest house they can do, and the food is already served on the table. What if he imagines a family dinner at home? What does he imagine you guys are serving?
So I'd imagine a roast with some fresh picked carrots. As a ranger, always wanting to keep the forest and plants and stuff like that near. Would imagine a garden with your basics, your carrots, your tomatoes, and stuff like that, but with a roast and potatoes and some carrots and things like that. Something hearty, but not putting out too much, if you know what I mean. Like, not anything crazy.
Yeah. Well, as you're gonna sit down, you are enjoying your food, kind of sitting down with your family around you, and he's like, "Dad, guess what? I'm gonna be a ranger. I'm starting the junior ranger training."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have they given you your bow yet?
We're starting our practice bow. They don't give us real cool arrows, but it's lame. They got these lame arrows with like these wood on the end. But we were trying to friend. We're gonna see if we can sneak in, see what the cool arrows look like.
Hey, you better be careful.
I know.
They give you the blunt arrows for a reason, son.
Yes, listen to your father. Well, he's taken to the ranger studies rather well. I think he seems to really enjoy that. I think he takes after you quite a bit.
I remember, hope not too much after me, but sort of under my breath.
As you can have your food. Well, I hoped so as well, because if he takes up after you too much, he'll end up broken. As you look down, you you take a drink of your water, and it tastes like wine and booze, and and it's you look down at it, and you vision goes blurry, and the two of them are blurry, and you mostly just find yourself falling back on the ground. Leave him alone, honey. There's nothing else we can do. And things start to like blur above you, and then you just see the night sky. And you see you're kind of in the middle of an alleyway, laying down on your back. And just there's music and people running, like walking by. Maybe kind of look down at you, like a little bit of like a disgust. And you kind of like starts to go blur out. And then you wake up the next morning. Alright, go back to. Alright.
She was just like, I don't know how you're doing this, but it's magic, and I don't want to know how it works. Okay, Grandma.
Okay. Alright. Okay. So, now we go to Summer and her dream.
Hello.
So as you like go close your eyes from your watch and like you start to dream, and you kind of lay down in the tent that they set up for you, and go to sleep, and you feel like the darkness of sleep kind of come around you, and then all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, you find yourself eyes opening wide, and you find yourself a little bit like you're having difficulty breathing as like your vision starts to become clear. And then above you, you see not too far from you the face of Nidrin Jeskier looking down on you, and you can see that he has his hands around your neck, choking you, and you can hardly get word out, and he's choking the life out of you. And as you watch him, the face. This microphone won't stay up. God damn it.
Oh no.
Cut through the drama. As you watch his face, kind of like this, not like a light, but like his skin's like almost like turns over in layers, from one corner of the face down to the body. If you kind of like almost a little bit like Mystique in the X-Men movies.
Oh.
But like red.
Okay.
And like starts to like go from that side to down here, and you see like the red skinned devil, and he's still choking. I need you, Summer. And then like in that next moment, his skin changes again, and it's Steg, and it changes again. It's Berlin.
Are they all still trying to choke me throughout this whole thing?
In this whole process, they're trying to like choke you. And it kind of goes through a couple more, and then goes to Grung, and goes to Tanara, and just to Tanara. They're still choking you with this anger, this vitriol in their face, like you'll never be safe, never be secure. I will always find a way to find you. And it's like, and then just continues to choke you. And then the next thing you know, you feel like it's just as like you feel like you can't breathe, and then you go, and things start to go like hazy. You wake up and it's the next morning. Right.
Okay. That's horrible.
It's subconscious.
Well, like, so like seeing old train stuff reminds me weirdly of growing up and E.T. Barnum coming to town.
Yeah.
Weird to go from that straight back into the train conversation. Like,
Hey, the Dan Riker wants to be a train guy. I'm going to talk about it as an uninformed train person.
Yeah. All right. So, as you guys wake up, and we're gonna probably like the last bit of this thing when we get on the road, but just wake up and people are getting packed up and ready to, like, you know, you get your room entry, kind of like breakfast in you, and packed up and ready.
Say that. Sorry, I had to make a joke.
Thank you, Brett. Because I was about to do the same.
gosh.
Yeah. Do you guys is there you guys get packed up and guess started on the road? People kind of go their separate ways, and kind of like the caravans like leave off in cascades to kind of like give each other room, and you kind of like think about the dreams you just had, and how maybe meeting and seeing the people in the caravans may have triggered it, or maybe your feelings on trust may have triggered them, or things like that. So you guys head on the road. Was there anything you guys discuss or talking about?
Trains.
I don't discuss a damn thing, and I sulk in a corner.
Yeah.
I don't know what anybody. I had a restful night. I don't remember any dreams that I had. So
you
like,
just had like dreams about
I'm
like
raring to go.
waffles.
I don't know what everybody's up to.
Lucius
Toby
is
had a
like-
dream about like a giant stack of waffles that he
I'm gonna
Right.
go talk to Mortal about my stack of waffles. So I'm gonna be over hanging out with him because he's always up, and I'm a high energy riser. So like other people who are just waking up are kind of perturbed by my energy.
Yeah.
But Mortal's always up before I am, so he's ready for some company.
Yeah, he's always like he's down. It's like, oh, how tall? How tall was the waffle? Like,
well, I'm little, and it was bigger than me. And then I eat it.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Yeah, let's find some food.
You guys like munch as you guys are setting off. You kind of like munch on your like morning rations. You guys set out on the road. You guys have mostly a calm day. Mostly. You guys, unless there's anything else, for the sake of brevity, we'll kind of like say there's a calm day, goes into the afternoon of just riding along the roadway until you turn a corner upon seeing something. Grung kind of pulls her fist up to stop the caravan, and
We're ground to a halt.
and like everybody stops, and she signals something with her hands, and you can tell that she's signaling Brock to kind of like keep an eye out. And you guys see, because it's pretty plain as day. Let's see. It's gonna be in the net.
Is there going to stand a shiny demon in the middle of the road?
You guys see a couple of so if you assume that this thing represents you guys,
See
It's dark.
nothing but black
red.
glass.
Oh, okay.
Also, I'm gonna assume that I told Grung and Brock about the smoke from the night before.
Yeah, they're like, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
forgot about
Let me see. Unrestricted vision. Let me add
now?
that. What?
Okay, let me.
Hope he doesn't know anything about Know Nothing.
Oh.
He's dreaming about
no.
waffles.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. Asshole kittens.
Yeah, he jumped on the computer tower and then just laid down and then started eating the cables behind it, like within probably 2 to 3 seconds.
He's
Ah,
been zapped by those lights behind her, so
He
he'll learn.
did.
Yeah.
He made a heckin' little meow and couldn't get out of there fast enough. Hey, don't eat me.
Okay.
cute.
But yeah, you guys see a often like in the middle of the road ahead of you, what looked like a couple of pretty badly maimed horses off in the road. Man,
Oh no.
Nugget's gone crazy. It's not here. I could, but you see, this. You see like some like wrecked and burned, like a caravan, like a cart, and there, but like wrecked, ransacked, and like it was a sizable cart that looks like it's been like wrecked, and the rest of it has just been burned up. And you kind of like he pulls you up. You guys are sitting in the carts, and Brock. I presume Brock and Lucius are next to each other again.
Sure, yeah.
Brock's like, we're pretty observant. What do you see anything out there? And then you immediately, you are just you didn't even need to be prompted. You were just already like just trying to like clock everything that's going on in the situation, and you do spot off in the wooded area, hiding a humanoid, just a human-looking figure off in the distance, just kind of like hiding and
I'll kind of motion subtly to the humanoid. Does it look like the humanoid is can I tell if he seems more like he's hiding or waiting?
So let me
like I guess I'm imagining.
Yeah, so give me
it would
an
be a little more
insight
frantic.
check.
Okay. Beautiful. The Matthew rolls are going strong.
Oh.
Keep on that pattern.
Yes.
Never roll above a 10. That's my rule.
It's hard to tell. He doesn't seem to be like intent on anything. They don't seem to intent on anything. It's hard to tell exactly what their intention is.
Okay.
And then he was like, "Oh!" And as soon as you point him out, the Brock immediately sets out. Is okay. Okay, so
Wearing 6 rings. I'm surprised how far you can zoom in.
nice. Okay. And that's actually really nice. 17 plus 6 is 17 plus 6 is 23. So
Yes.
in a moment, as soon as you pointed out to Brock, you look over again and you look back and Brock isn't there at all. And you just like
Okay.
he has darted off and you can't see him. You can't like spot him. He's off in the woods, you imagine. And kind of like it makes sense because like you kind of like put together like, oh, he's pretty soft spoken. He doesn't really speak much. He mostly hangs in the back. This is plays an important
He's a
part.
little roguish.
Yeah, he's a little roguish or a bit of a scout. Somebody that needs to be observant rather than he's the eyes and ears rather than the mouth, where Grung is the mouth and the face of this like pairing.
Right.
So it's like, oh, okay. And as you so let me see. Let me find. Let me find a good music for this.
Doesn't bode poorly.
Just kind of like something more fun. Ooh,
That's fun.
Oh man, that orchestration.
Oh yeah. And you immediately, and I'll do this real quick because it's gonna be the last thing that happens. But you immediately like he disappears off in the distance, and not but a few seconds later, you see emerging from the woods, Brock with his arm around the figure's neck, dragging him out with a dagger to his throat, out into the woods, out into the open. Like he goes, "All right, now are you sure? You got any friends out there? You got anybody else we got to take care of?" No, I didn't want to. I'm just hiding. No. You better be telling the truth. Yeah. I think I found him. Oh yeah, I didn't have anything to do with this. I was just. Oh no, I didn't kill these people. I didn't kill anyone. I didn't hurt anyone. No. And it was like, all right. He said, my friends are gonna go over there and investigate. If you have any friends waiting in the wings, you better let us know. But in the meantime, beyond him, you look around. Even with your like passive perception, like, you look around, and as far as you can tell, there's nobody else. All you can see is he was hiding in there, and there's remnants of people that were there, like footprints going off in different directions. Obviously from back here you can't really get a glimpse of exactly what footprints, but you see footprints, you see activity on the ground from before. You see the horses, and off in the distance, like you do a perimeter check and you don't see anybody else. You don't spot anybody else. You can do a perception check if you want to make sure, like you want to be sure, depending on like higher than 22.
Can I also roll?
Yeah, you can roll. But,
Oh, oops. Well, good thing that they were both the same.
let me see. I'm gonna say this is probably 4. Yeah, and you had also seen him before. He rolled a 12 on his stealth. You had also spotted this guy, and as far as you can tell, I mean, you're not. As far as you can tell, there's nobody else, and you only see what's in front of you. So if you guys wanted to make a sense of the scene, you guys can go over there and investigate. If anybody wants to go over there and do an investigation check.
I'm terrible. Well, yeah.
I can.
Terrible investigation.
I can go over there as well.
Go over here.
Are we going to the horses?
Horses. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. If one of you can both do investigation, or one of you can do it with advantage if you're helping each other out.
Yeah. I will help you.
I got a +0 in investigation, just FYI.
So do I.
Metagaming.
Okay,
Why are we the ones doing this?
You guys
I don't know, we're
volunteered.
just taking the lead, man. Oh wait, I'm doing investigation, not perception. Sorry, the wrong thing. I don't know if that matters. It was terrible. Investigation. There we go. Okay.
Hey,
There we go.
You guys had it.
Hey, 19.
And then
Hey.
19.
Can't dance together.
All right. So as far as you can tell, looking at the kind of like the space around you, you can tell that there was a struggle. Obviously these like horses are dead. You don't even have to roll a medicine check. They're DED dead. This seemed to be several hours ago that this happened, likely in the night. Likely as they were running, they seem to get the sense that there were this cart and these horses might have been fleeing, but they might have been caught up on. You see some blood and some sign of struggle, and there's like a bunch of footprints that kind of go in a couple of directions. You see humanoid, taller humanoid, maybe regular sizes footprints kind of going off in one direction, groups, and some dragging, or not the dragging. So a couple of humanoid footprints going one way, and a little bit fresher, what looked like some like blood trails and like light blood trail and dragging, and what looked like goblinoid footprints heading off. I would say these are kind of heading off like southeast. The humanoid footprints, and we're heading up more east.
All right. And is this Matt north up?
Yeah, map is north up.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of were going. You were going like the road kind of. It winds like sometimes it'll wind down south and east.
Sure,
and then go back north. See, this one was going. We were going a bit east. Yeah, and you kind of find this information. I'd say, looking at the time, I'm gonna say with this information and this scene in front of you, that's what we're gonna call it for tonight. With the mystery of what happened to these people and where do these footprints lead, and what people. Moving
Believe
over
it or not,
next
it's
time.
kobolds.
Yes. Yes. All right. As I abruptly stop the music. Yeah. That's it for another fantastic episode of Through the Tomes. Hopefully we don't have like another month until our next episode, just a couple weeks.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. be with us next time for another episode. Be sure to follow the channel at Rebelli TV. Follow everyone's socials. Check out all the things. My phone died.
No good.
But that's okay. My phone has no battery. But that's okay. But yeah, thank you for hanging out with us for another fantastic episode of Through the Tomes. If you enjoy, follow the channel at Rebelli TV. Follow us on YouTube, on Twitch. Catch all of our live streams as well. For this, our Witcher stream, this D&D stream, Record Breakers, our music podcast, all kinds of shenanigans. I'm also getting through. Just started Mass Effect 3. I also, if you check out the Rebelli TV on the YouTube, we are officially caught up with almost every stream, especially all the actual recurring streams, including the Mass Effect, where I thought I wouldn't get caught up on the Mass Effect series. So we have all of the Mass Effect 1 and 2 playthrough up and available to watch. So you can be caught up and as I continue on through the Mass Effect 3 playthrough. But yeah, that you can find there. I was trying to just go back to this screen. There you go, so you can see more. Yeah, do all the things, follow everything, subscribe, like, share. Until next time, hasta los huevos.
Hello.
Bye-bye.
Let's try to find Luke.
Fighting.